Hi world, it's Tuesday and I think it's the 19th of March 2019. It's about 5:30 p.m. Bermuda time. Yours truly is just about to jump on a plane back to UK. I'll be back in UK tomorrow morning and doing readings again from Thursday onwards, and I will be catching up with all the emails, especially all the orders that have come in. Whilst I've been in Bermuda, I've had a great time. I mean, I've done 51 readings in 8 days, which is pretty good. And yeah, it's rained every day. Classic Bermuda in March. Warm rain though, not like the UK. And a big thank you to all those people at My Serenity, the holistic healing centre, the #1 holistic healing centre in Bermuda. And it's Mercury retrograde. And it's been Mercury retrograde now for about 2 weeks. And it's going to be Mercury retrograde for about another 9 days. Thing is, with this Mercury retrograde, it's been a bit headless chicken. One of the things I've really learned during this Mercury retrograde is the difference between worry and anxiety. Worry is a mental construct. Everybody worries. A lot of people worry all the time. And I'm of the mind that worry is not a bad thing. Because worry, if you worry about something, you check on yourself. And then you check on yourself. And then you check again. And worry is a good thing because the more you worry, the more you check on yourself. And the more you check on yourself, the more you get things right. So worry is a superficial mental construct that happens at the surface of the brain, and it's something that's ongoing all the time. But then there's anxiety. Now I think that anxiety is a kind of emotional worry. It's a neurosis. And it's a worry that's based in the deeper levels of the brain and down into the body. And anxiety is a kind of emotional worry about something that hasn't happened or that might not happen. It just, what if? What if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? And it's always... Worry is when you're checking yourself all the time. Anxiety is about worrying about the imponderable, the inexplicable, the what ifs. And I think that anxiety is actually a problem. Now the reason I've been focusing on this, I think, is because this Mercury retrograde's in Pisces. A sign that's pretty good with anxiety at various different levels. And now, as Mercury begins to stand still, and Mercury won't start moving forward again for about another 9 days, but it is going to stand still for a very long time. It's going to stand still for about 7 or 8 days over the actual station. It's going to be conjuncting Neptune. Normally, Mercury conjuncts Neptune. Mercury normally travels at a rate of about 1.5 to 2 degrees a day on average from a geocentric perspective. So normally a Mercury-Neptune conjunction in the sky, which happens on average once a year, lasts for 2, sometimes 3 days. Mercury conjuncted Neptune earlier this month, at the very end of February, something like that. But now Mercury's going to be conjunct Neptune on and off for about the next 9, 10, 11 days, through to about April the 3rd, 4th, 5th. And I think the potential for anxiety, both individually and collectively, is going to be a big one. With Mercury conjunct Neptune, there's going to be added levels of uncertainty, confusion and doubt. There's going to be no obvious outcomes to issues, problems and solutions, and things could get actually very, very messy. Whether we're looking at the aftermath of the tragedies in Ethiopia, New Zealand, Indonesia, Holland, whether we're looking at the Brexit in the UK, whether we're looking at the ongoing political sagas in America, pretty clear to me that over the next 10 to 12 days there's not going to be any serious solutions available. And you can be absolutely sure that all of those politicians, economists, bankers and people in positions of power and responsibility, to whom astrology is nothing but a charlatan's game and a fool's game, will be doing the headless chicken and posturing and making loud exclamations, all of which will come to absolutely nothing. For sensible people, by which I mean those that study astrology, and I include in this the vast majority of you people out there I'm talking to, the intelligentsia, and I don't mean intelligent of being clever and smart, I mean intelligent in terms of seeing the bigger picture, incorporating the esoteric, the academic, and the practical and down to earth. Well, these are the people, and I'm talking, as I say, to 90% of you, you're going to not make any type of long-term commitment, big plan or big decisions. And I hear some of you when you say, oh God, well, I've got to start a new job this week. I've got to move house this week. I've got to buy a car this week. Well, if you've got to do something, you've got to do it. Remember, the planets impel, they don't compel. But it isn't going to work out the way you expect. This doesn't mean it will be negative. It could be very positive. But always add in some wriggle room. Factor in some spare slack, some spare time. And factor in the potential that things can change further on down the line. And they will. Mercury conjunct Neptune in a person's chart, on the negative side, gives a kind of dreamy vagueness, an uncertainty, the potential for appearing to be easily confused, a lack of logical, rational understanding. On the positive side, it gives an amazing intuition, an artistry with words, a literal ability that's brilliant for screenplay, drama, theatre, stage, poetry, literature. But it's not very good at logic, especially in Pisces. So with Mercury conjunct Neptune in Pisces for the next 10 days, there is no logic. There is no rationality. There is no clear, comprehensive understanding. There will be no solutions or resolutions, no clear outcomes. Now, to those of you who are going, oh God, he's off again, he's making these doom and gloom predictions. I'm not. I'm just stating the obvious. Because by the time we're into, say, the second week of April, and this is what I'm seeing in so many different people's charts as well, there's a great deal more clarity. By the time we're into the second week of April, depending on where you are in the world, you're all going to collectively and individually be able to say, right, this is what I think. This is what I feel. This is what the euro, dollar, pound, yen signs say. Let's put it all together and make an objective, detached, impersonal assessment, lump it all together, and then you can come up with not only plan, but also action. But at the moment, with Mercury conjunct Neptune, this is a time of dream, vision, idea. The more you get into early April, the more that will turn into blueprint, schedule and plan. And the more you're into the second week of April, that will turn into clear action. And from then on, things will start working. But folks, it's Mercury retrograde conjunct Neptune for the next week. Factor this into your day-by-day life and just say, yeah, whatever. It is what it is. Let's deal with it in the moment and know that by the time we're into April, this is not the way it's going to be. Then we're going to start getting clarity. So postpone or delay any big choices, decisions or plans if you possibly can. You know it makes sense. I'm back in the UK in about 18 hours from now. And yeah, catch you later world. Have a good one. Bye.